Good morning, everyone. And guys, by the beard of Zeus, I honestly don't know where to start today. So much going on. Let me just start with this, guys, all right? If you've not done so already, go and get yourself some water. Go and get bottled water from the store. Go and get it from wherever you can. You know, what's happening in the UK now, what's happening with Devon Water, what's happening with Thames Water, what's happening with all the other water companies around the country. You know, I feel this is the canary in the coal mine, and at some point we're going to see active sabotage on our water infrastructure. What's happening in Devon at the moment, guys, with this Devon Water fiasco? It's absolutely disgusting. The people in Devon are literally being, they're being told to drink poo. No, sorry, they're drinking poo, and as a response, the water companies have said, "Oh yeah, just boil it." Guys, imagine if this was like, I don't know. Imagine if this was a supermarket and you bought a load of goods that were faulty, that had poo in them, all right? And then you went and you said, "Guys, this stuff you've given me has got poo in it." And they said, "Oh yeah, go on, just boil it, it'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry." Guys, you would at the very minimum want a refund, and that company would get sued by everyone and they would go out of business. What's going to happen to this water company? Absolutely nothing. Guys, please go and get yourselves, water. If you want to go one step further, go and get yourself, the systems that you can filter water. This issue in Devon, this is not a filter. It is a filtration system. It is a filtration problem, but the viruses you can't really filter. You can filter them out, but only with really expensive filters. What you need to do is boil this water. So if you boil your water, if you filter it, you'll be fine. Guys, we need to take more ownership over what we're putting in our bodies and what we are drinking. I've said this. I think I've been on this now for over a year. Before anybody even thought it was cool, I was talking about the water system. Now, wherever you are in the country, wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. All right, you may say, "Oh, we've never had any problems with our water. Our water system's always been managed fine." And that's great, and I'm happy for you. But answer this simple question. Are investment companies there to make money or there to give you the best service? If you think the investment companies are there to make money, then look who owns your water companies. Look who's in charge of them. They're there to make money. They're going to give you the minimum standards and take the maximum profit. That's just how it works, guys, all right? And, there's an argument for, whether that's good or bad. But the problem is when you privatize these companies, you don't give people a choice. It just gets bad. Anyway, guys, I've done loads of videos on that. Go check them out. They're in our library or whatever it's called. Please just, take consideration into your water supply, because what's happening in Devon, if another water company goes down, where's all this bottled water going to come from? There isn't enough bottled water in the UK to give everybody 3 litres of water per person per day. Anyway, guys, that's all I'm going to say on that, unless I rant about it later. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, guys? It's a crazy Saturday. Right, so where do we start? Let's just start on my tabs here, guys. What have we got first? I'll go at right. Bird flu is making a comeback in the UK. So as I understand it, there's cases of bird flu now, being reported in the UK. These are skipping from animals to humans. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if this is, precursor to another lockdown during the elections. I don't know what's happening with it, but mainstream media are reporting on it this morning. So it's interesting to keep an eye on. I don't know where it's going to go. What I will say, though, is these elections that are coming up, the Tories, they understand they're going to lose 100%. That's why, Rishi Sunak, he's going to leave that election till the last safe minute. He's not going to call it any time. He's not going to call it a day before he should. He's going to wait till the last safe minute. I personally think they're going to do that in lockstep with the United States election in November. Because that way they can share media and they can share promotions, or not promotions, what's the word I'm looking for? They can dictate the global agenda, and they can report on the same things and how they'd combat them together. Because again, in the United States, the Democrats, not a chance is Joe Biden winning again. And I think it's really funny in America, Joe Biden did this he did like a speech or whatever, saying he's going to have. I think that there's 3 debates with Donald Trump. Now, in his in Joe Biden's, when he got up there and he's saying, he's talking tough to to Donald Trump. He's like, hey Donald, you want to debate me? Well, let's go. I counted 7 cuts in that little video. The video was only like 20 seconds long, and he cut it, and there was like I think I counted 7 cuts. So it took him 6 takes to do a 20-second video. Guys, this is old person abuse. If Donald Trump has to debate with Joe Biden, and it's fair in the sense that they're in the same room and they're getting asked the same questions, and they can both answer them equally, it's going to be old person abuse. But anyway, guys, that's America. We're not American. We're British, from the United Kingdom. Anyway, so we've got the bird flu. We've got the water issue. What else have we got going on, guys? What else? Right, so Russia has come out now and they've said that the UK is now fair game as far as the Russians are concerned, because they're saying that the UK is implicit in the war in Ukraine. So remember, I've done a few videos about potential targets for the UK. Nobody's talking about this. I think the Falkland Islands are a legitimate target for the Russians. There's so much money down there with the oil. There's so much money down there, to ally with Argentina. There's so much going on down there. I feel that at some point the Russians could have a crack at could potentially go for the Falklands. When, how, and if that's going to happen, I kind of don't think it's an if at the moment, because of the amount of money that's that's been discovered down there. Money in oil. If you didn't see my video on the oil down there, they've found 500 years of oil, equivalent to 10 times the 50-year output of the North Sea oil in the UK. So essentially 500 years of oil for the UK, and that's in UK sovereign territory. And whoever has a claim to the Falklands has a claim to that, basically a claim to that oil. But anyway, guys, we've done a video on that. So he's also come out, Vladimir Putin, and he said he's got no plans to take Kharkiv. Well, I've said this all along, guys, all right? He has got no plans to take Kharkiv. It's just going to suck up so many troops. It's going to take so many resources. What he's going to do, he's going to encircle it, cut it off, and move on. Simple. I remember when the what would you call it? The annexation of Crimea in, 2014? 2014. So it may have been at the end of 2013. I'm not. My dates are a little bit mixed up, guys. It was 10 years ago. It was either early 2014 or late 2013. The Russians moved into Crimea, and Vladimir Putin was saying, "Yes, of course, I have no regular troops in Crimea," and I was like, yeah, I know. He's literally telling you he's got no regular troops. They're special forces, because you would use special forces for this. And, the whole Western media was like, oh, it's not Russian. They're not Russian troops. And I was thinking, wow, God, you guys are stupid. And they are, guys, okay? So now, Vladimir Putin's come out and he said he's got no plans to take Crimea. The media will be all... not Crimea, sorry. Kharkiv. The Western media will be all over it saying, oh, look, Vladimir Putin's got no plans to take Kharkiv. Look, see, you scaremongers, you were wrong. He just wanted to create a buffer zone. No, he wants to encircle Kharkiv. He wants to cut it off, and he wants to move up to the Dnipro. Look what's happening in the Baltic states, particularly Latvia. Latvia are literally on a war footing. They're releasing, they're telling their citizens what to do in case of, being occupied. Guys, it's absolutely wild, They're saying, listen, this is what our soldiers wear. This is what enemy soldiers wear. If you find yourself in... And again, it's absolutely wild. They're releasing it on their government websites. They're saying, what to do in case you're in enemy territory. Can you imagine, if the government in the UK released that, say, I don't know, who would be at risk? Dover. Say if they released a document saying, right, guys, if you live in Dover and you find yourself in enemy territory, do this, this, and this. It'd be absolutely crazy. We are in the UK, we are very shielded from it. We are, it's going to take a long time for Russian troops to get to the UK. That doesn't mean, though, that they're not going to do attacks. These water things, I said I wouldn't go back to the water, guys. These water things, these problems with the water. There was, I was involved in a study like 10 years ago or something, and they were looking at the vulnerability of the reservoirs. And guys, they are so vulnerable. You could land, think of the size of a reservoir. Now, would it be possible to crash land a drone in a reservoir that was set off from, I don't know, France somewhere? I don't know. Yes, of course it would. And could that drone be filled with a contaminant? Of course it could. Could somebody smuggle contaminants in? Could somebody grow contaminants in the UK and just pollute the water supply? Absolutely, guys. These are real threats. The water companies, after the study, they said, oh, it's too expensive to protect it. We're just not going to bother. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm always harping on about water. Now, as I've already said, and as I've done, videos in the past about sabotage and these attacks on foreign nations, they're no longer going to be done by, and I've said it loads of times, by the James Bond type characters. They're literally just going to pay criminal gangs. It was in the news a couple of days ago that 36,000 migrants have gone missing. Could they be paid? Say, what just happened? Guys, it's wild in here. Oh, my VPN's timed out. We'll just leave it, guys, because we're not live at the moment. I record this and then put it on. So yeah, could these migrants potentially, somebody say, hey, here's $5,000, go and pour that in the reservoir. Here's $5,000, go and smash that pipe up. Of course they could, guys. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm saying it's you know what, guys? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say this is a high likelihood of it happening. And my VPN's back on. And guys, these things can happen, and it's not just the water, it's the electricity, it's the infrastructure systems. All these things are really vulnerable. And if we have a hot summer this year, you're going to see arson attacks. You're going to see so many arson attacks, so many wildfires just, spontaneously going up, and people will be like, oh, we don't know what it is. And then it'll come out, it was an act of arson. You can never really kind of, put that, guys, my VPN's going wild. Maybe the Russians trying to get in. And you can never really pin that on somebody, because the likelihood is the person paying the person probably doesn't know where the money came from. They'll probably just pay someone else and say, hey, I'll give you $10,000, go and get that set on fire. So then he'll say, right, all right, he'll keep 5 and he'll tell someone else to do it. Guys, capitalism works even in criminal gangs. Yeah, that's the water, guys. That's the likelihood of these, sabotage attacks on the UK increasing. And I think what we're seeing now with this water system is the just absolute vulnerability of it. And it really is so vulnerable, guys, okay? Yeah, Putin's got no plans to take Kharkiv. What else have we got? Yeah, so again, from the Russia front, Vladimir Putin's rejected calls for a ceasefire at the Olympics. The calls from Macron. I did a video a long time ago saying, the likelihood of a threat and an armed incident at the Olympics, it's ridiculously high. I would if somebody was coming to me and saying, Sean, can you do a risk assessment on the Olympics? I said, dude, not a chance. Do not go. It's not worth it. Watch it on TV. You'll get better images. And there'll be no chance of you getting shot, because I think the amount of guns that have now been smuggled into mainland Europe from Eastern Europe by criminal gangs is unbelievable. I think the amount that will be in the UK is unbelievable. Let's not forget the anti-tank weapons that have been given to Ukraine, the explosives and all that sort of stuff, guys. Not just the explosives, the body armor, night vision goggles, all this sort of stuff that you would expect a military to have. This stuff could now be in the hands of criminal gangs, and the police are just not geared up to deal with it. Look what happened in, I can't remember where it is, I did a video of it. There was a guy with an axe, and it took 4 armed policemen to take him down. It wasn't even a good axe, it was like one of those log splitters. Where's all the dads that just go out there and say, mate, give me that, punch him in the face, take the axe off him and tell him to go home? That's what should have happened, but the reality is we live in such a sheltered, mummied nanny state in the UK. People are scared to do that, because that person would have been in trouble for theft, he'd have been in trouble for assault. Then that person who stopped the axeman, he's in prison now because he's a thief and he assaulted an innocent man. Crazy, guys. We live in crazy times. What else have we got? Guys, I am running through these because Sarah's literally texting me. She's like, Sean, come on, we need to go. And right, hang on. Right, that's yeah. So yeah, this is basically about the UK being implicit. Devon Water, yeah, Devon Water, guys. Just more on this Devon Water. I think this is. I don't think we're really seeing the end of this. I think this is just coming, and at the moment, the water companies are probably they're probably now in like backpedal self protect mode. Because I did a video on this before. I said I stopped doing water videos. But the way they're structured, the water companies, 18% of the water companies in the UK, we don't know who owns them. So how are you going to prosecute someone if you don't know who owns it? It's wild, guys. Just make sure you've got your own water supply. Right, guys. Yeah, this is the one. So Friday, I don't want to be the harbinger of doom. So Friday, the gold and silver price absolutely rocketed. Go check it out. I'm on Bullion by Post, and you can click the links there. Gold price has been going up steadily, and it's been going up really high. The silver price, that's not been as that's not been as is it volatile? No, it's not volatile. That's not been going up as much, but the silver price now has gone up a lot. Now, if you look back through history, the silver price kind of always dictates when normal people think, wow, you know what, something's going to happen. Because the reality is, if you're buying gold, what can you do with gold? What are you going to do with an ounce of gold? You're going to go and buy some sugar with it, some potatoes? No, you can't do anything with it. So people tend to buy silver more when they want something to barter with, because it's easier to barter with. It's not worth as much. You get more of it, and you can easily barter with it. Normally, it's only banks and countries who buy gold because they've got huge storage facilities. They can keep it as an asset, what's it called? Wealth storage. With silver, that's more of a bartering item, and people can spend that. It's a lot easier. Like, for example, if you wanted to go and buy it, if the economy had crashed, it was end of the world, and all currencies were gone, what would you do? Would you go with your ounce of gold to try and buy some, I don't know, groceries? No, of course not. What are they going to do? That was an ounce of gold. I don't know. So you go with your silver because it's a smaller denomination. You can get more from it, and you can really only trade people with gold who've got other gold assets to give you. Because what are they going to give you in change? Absolutely, it's ridiculous. You probably just get robbed. Anyway, guys, that is about it for today. I'm conscious I've waffled on for far too long. Sarah's texting me now. She's like, hurry up, Sean, hurry up. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to do a further in-depth, I know I keep saying this, but more information keeps coming to me, and I keep thinking, right, I can't give this information until I've got that. So you know what, guys, I will do a Ukraine update later on today, and I'm trying to get the people who I talk to come on and talk with me, so I can have a to and fro with them, because it's for you guys. It's better if you're listening to the whole, coming from the people who are in country, with the people who are there, you can listen to them talk rather than me taking over their messages and trying to condense this down into a shorter video that just relays all their facts and figures. But anyway, guys, that is it for this morning. Hope you have a great day. Guys, did you see my dance yesterday? Are you doing my dance? It's powerful. Go check out our other platform. And I think that's it, guys. Yes, it is. Right, I'll speak to you guys later.